Вітаю всіх.
Good afternoon. Media Center Ukraine continues its work, and I would like to remind you that we are working with the Ministry of Defense and the Ministry of Internal Affairs, and also our loved hotel is accepting us. And today we have the governor of Kramatorsk, Olexandr Honcharenko. Greetings, Alexandra. And today we have Viacheslav Zaporozhets, a famous volunteer. The center, this volunteer center Life Життя. And today we are going to discuss the situation in Kramatorsk about the shellings on the railway station which happened recently. And Mr. Alexander, please tell us what is the situation in Kramatorsk now, is there evacuation now, and what is the situation in this city? So first of all, comparing to Friday, today everything is very calm. And the militants allowed us to come closer to the railway station to clean what was left there after those horrible events. Unfortunately, the evacuation from Kramatorsk railway station does not work, and we do not have the understanding whether we will do it from Kramatorsk railway station. And Ukrzaliznytsia, the railway company, has to provide some reconstruction work, and now we started evacuation from Slavyansk, that is 15 kilometers far from us, and it is going to become the hub for railway evacuation from the north of Donetsk region, and in the south it will be Pokrovsk station, and we gave the opportunity to the people we give the opportunity to get to the railway station in Slavyansk, and we have the everyday bus, and we have 350 people who wanted to evacuate. And yesterday and today we have one bus to Dnipro, and I was mentioning that on the other TV translations. A few thousands of people have left the city, and 45,000 people, around 45,000 people, are staying in Kramatorsk. And I hope that there would be no further threats, no other shellings, as we have seen in Mariupol. Then these citizens will stay in the city as in 2014. In 2014, they were not leaving the city for 2 months when the military actions took place in 2014, and they are not going to leave Kramatorsk if there would be no bombing and no shellings every day. So yes, there are threats, there are sirens, and on the map we can see that there are very severe fights in the direction of Izum, and we are not given any chance to our enemy to defeat us in Barvinkovo. And the other threat is the southern direction, that is Vuhledar, Kurachovo. And we do understand that until Mariupol resists, we do understand that according to the information we have today, they do not have the chance to encircle us from the southern direction. The communal entities are working. People are getting the retirement pension payments. They are getting the cash. The buses are working, and we are doing everything for free. And the situation in the city is good. The water supply is working. The entities of the critical infrastructure are working 100%. Mr. Alexander, all of us have seen that the number of the victims from the bombing of Kramatorsk has increased. Do we have any information regarding this? Yes, I do understand the information. As of today, the number of killed is 107, and 107 people killed, and 114 are wounded, and they are all in different places. In our hospital, we have we have one woman in very bad condition. We are doing our best to support her, and the rest were. The rest wounded were sent to the other places, and we had 5 children killed, and we have questions from the Japanese broadcasting. The question is why the Russian Federation is attacking the station, and why are they against evacuation? Well, we can see that the Russian troops, what the Russian troops are doing in the other cities, for example, in Mariupol or Chernihiv, and we can see that they are trying to use the civilians for their military actions, and they are using them, and that is why the task of every governor of the city or town, we have to do our best and to make all women and children leave the territories, because anytime there can be the situation when we will have to provide medicines and food to the civilians, and we have to have we have to make all these people leave. And also the other thing is to make people panic. I came in 7 minutes to the railway station, and that is the time. That is the time which. That is the time. That is the distance between the administration and the railway station, and the thing which was happening there, when everything was on fire, it was horrible. It was a nightmare. And today everything is calm as much as possible, and we do not have panics. Unfortunately, the station doesn't work, but the evacuation is being continued, and we do understand that in 46 days, 160,000 people have left the city. Dear journalists, you can ask your questions if you have any questions, and we can let our governor of Mariupol go, and because we have to understand that he has to continue his work. Do we have questions? There are no further questions. Olexandr, maybe you can add something to those who are staying in the city. Are there any kind of advices? Maybe people have to evacuate as soon as possible when they have this. They have this chance. From our side, me and the governor, we have done everything we could do. There are no other messages and no other words to persuade them. The things which happened in Friday, all of you have seen what has happened on Friday.
Зараз у нас трошки порушилась.
Sorry, we have our internet connection failed. We're trying to connect again. Unfortunately, at the moment, we are not able to connect to Olexandr. And now I'm passing the floor to our second speaker, Volodymyr Zaporozhets, a famous volunteer who was under the shelling in Kramatorsk and who was helping the people to evacuate from Kramatorsk. And please tell us how did you work and where have you been, and maybe a few words about the medical service which were there. Good afternoon. My name is Volodymyr Zaporozhets, the Center Life. I'm sorry, I will speak in Russian. As you wish. After we have finished in Chernihiv, we have brought 33 wounded people from the hospitals. On Wednesday, we decided to go to the east, and we decided to go to Kramatorsk, and I had to go on Friday in the morning to Kramatorsk. I do not know why I decided to go on Thursday, and at 6 p.m. I left from Kyiv, and at 11 p.m. I will remind you that at 10:30 there was shelling. At 10:45 I got the phone call from Mr. Ranchenko, the advisor, and at around 11:15 we were at the railway station. We have seen the car on fire. We have seen the missile, and as in the normal time of the engineer, I have seen the damages and understood that it was the cluster bomb, and as the buildings around were not destroyed and the evacuation of the wounded people was happening at that moment, I have to say that I didn't expect that good teamwork, and in 1.5 hour, 125 people, wounded people, were delivered to the third and the first city hospitals, and in this way, lots of lives were saved. And they finished at around 11:30, 12. They finished their work, and after that, the police was working with the killed people, and I've made a video, and of course it was horrible, and I'm against videos of the crops, but there were lots of journalists, and there were lots of photos and videos, and after that I went to the third city hospital to help wounded people. And what I've seen at 12:15 I was in the hospital, and I've seen that in the corridors, there are the wounded people. There were systems, and I was impressed by the work of the surgery doctors. And I've seen as one of the doctors was making the operation with 2 wounded people. And I think that if there was no this kind of good teamwork, and if there were less than 5 doctors, we would have had more victims, and everything was everyone. The state of health of all of them was stabilized, and we decided that we have to evacuate as many people as possible to the neighborhood regions, to Dnipropetrovsk region and to Pavlograd, and we had 10 ambulances, and also the militaries were helping us, and people were started to leave the hospitals. We were on our Lexus car. We had 6 wounded people that were the people with the injured arms. The chief doctor of the hospital allowed us to transport them to the next point, and after that we made them message. So we had 120 people wounded, and the delivery time from Kramatorsk to Dnipropetrovsk is around 6 hours, and that is why to move this number of people, we needed lots of ambulances, and Dnipropetrovsk region and Pavlograd has sent 10 ambulances, and we were using them for the people with severe injuries, and the medium injuries, they were sitting in the ambulances, and it means that there were 2-3 people in each ambulance. And we have finished this operation. The last ambulance was sent at 3 a.m., at 3 at night, and all this work the surgery doctors were working, and I have to say that I was impressed by the teamwork which I saw, and I think that half of these people were rescued just because of this teamwork. Thank you very much. I would like to thank the hospitals which gave their ambulances, and each ambulance had the crew, and all these ambulances were the modern ones, and there was no threat during transportation to the house and life of these people. And I think that is these people are really heroes. I would like to say a few words about what I've seen on the railway station when we were transporting the injured people, the wounded people. I was talking to the families of these people, and I have the records. The records, and as far as I know, the train should have been at 9 o'clock, and when people started to come out of the railway station to the platform at around 10, half past 10, and they wanted to take places. That is why they started to come out, and they were volunteers, they were organizing them, and the missile has hit this place. It means that there was probably the informator who has told that people are coming out, and they could actually hit this railway station at 9 o'clock or at 10 o'clock. But luckily, the missile was 15 meters far from the railway station, and it was 50 meters far from the platform. And if it was closer, you do understand that all these people would have died. And I would like to mention that this type of fulfill of the missile was created to fight for the military actions, and only those people who are close should have died, and that is the weapon for the military actions. And the fact that it was used against the civilians is horrible. And I understood again that it is not the war, it is a terrorism, and our country, our citizens are under the threat of these kind of terroristic acts. And that is why I would like to say again that we have to close the sky, we have to use more anti-aircraft systems. And the medicine, thank you very much. We have to have shifts, and all the hospitals have to work, and the ambulances should work. And we in Kramatorsk we have 2 ambulances, and at the moment we have no work, and we are working with the people with disabilities. We have transported 2 families of the people with disabilities, and we brought them to Dnieper, and today I'm receiving 1 more ambulance car, and tomorrow we are leaving for Kramatorsk. Mr. Viacheslav, thank you very much for your work. Dear journalist, do you have the questions, please? No questions. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Vyacheslav, for your work, for your... Thank you. I would like to thank your team, and I would like to say a few positive things. At 3 at night, we have finished with the transportation, and at 3 o'clock in Kramatorsk, the boy was born, 2 kilos 600 grams. That was the 4th child. They have 2 girls, and that is the 2nd boy. The mother had some small health problems, and we have transported them the next day to Dnipropetrovsk region. They were very happy, and they have promised that they will call son Vyacheslav. And we have to talk about positive things, and I have to say that dear journalists, be very careful with the photos of the killed people and the wounded people. In the day when this happened, there was a threat. There were lots of journalists in the city hospital, and there we have the people in the uniform. Please do not take the pictures of these people in the uniform in the hospital, because that is a threat. The enemy sees all of these, and one of the tasks which the head of the chief doctor of the hospital had, he had to remove all the journalists and all the transport, because you can understand that the next missile could have hit the hospital where the wounded people were. Yes, we do understand that, and I hope that all our colleagues understand that as well, because it's critically critical for us because the enemy is following all our publications, all the news. Thank you very much, Vyacheslav, and again, the glory to the heroes. And please stay with us. At 3 o'clock, we are going to have the briefing of the spokesperson of the Ministry of Defense, and he is going to tell us about the